bhāgavate-vasudevāya. Om namo bhagavate-vasudevāya. Om namo bhagavate-vasudevāya. Narayana namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tado jayamudhirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः ॐ नमो भगवते नारसिंहाय नमस्तेजस्तेजसे आविर्भव वज्रनखा वज्रदंष्ट्रा कर्माशयान् रन्धया तमोग्रसा ग्रसा ॐ स्वाहा अभयमभयमात्मनि भूयिष्ठा ॐ श्रम् उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम् श्री नृसिंह जय नृसिंह जय जय नृसिंह देव प्रह्लादे स जय पद्म मुखपद्मभृङ्गा ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा गुड मॉर्निंग
Hare Krishna, good morning.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Audio is fine?
Yes, Prabhu. You.
Okay. So yesterday we stopped where we will continue from. So it is about Yudhishthira Maharaj, when Narad Muni is narrating this wonderful pastime, answering to his question, because he said in the beginning of the 7th canto, chapter 1, he asks, how come that King Vena could attain blessings of the Lord, mercy of the Lord? Is Lord partial or impartial? And to understand the greatness of the Lord, then Narad Muni explains to Yudhishthira Maharaj this Prahlad, Lord Nrsimha pastime, and then of course, if you see in one way, everyone is devotee. We see that Hiranyakashipu, who got transformed into a demon out of course, externally immediate factor could be a curse of the 4 Kumaras, but internally it is also that the desire of the Lord that he want to fight. He had the spirit of enjoying the fighting. So that way we see Hiranyakashipu is a devotee, Hiranyaksha is a devotee. We can see, of course, Prahlad Maharaj is devotee. And we continue from yesterday where Yudhishthira Maharaj asked, how can a father be so cruel to kill his own son? Usually father and mother are very affectionate to the to his sons or children, and even if they commit something, they would just chastise them, try to correct them, but not really punish. What is the reason that he had so much vengeance towards him? And then Narad Muni continues further. So, with the interest of what we want to achieve today and tomorrow, so I will try to go a little faster, not through each of the verse, but Today we will glorify. Yesterday we already have glorified the greatness of the great Bhagavat, right? Prahlad Maharaj. And today we will continue in a different dimension. It's not just the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj what we will look into, but also how did he uh, manifest those qualities. This is what we will look into. Yeah. So we'll start definitely the first verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5. Sri Narada Uvacha Paurohityaya Bhagavan Vritah Kavya Kila Suraihi Chandamarkau Sutau Sattasya Daitya Raja Grihantike. The great sage Narad Muni said the demons, headed by Hiranyakashipu, accepted Sukracharya as their priest for ritualistic ceremonies. Sukracharya's two sons, Shanda and Amarka, lived near Hiranyakashipu's palace. And here we see Tau Ragnya Prapitam Balam Prahladam Nayakovidam Pathayam Asatu Patyan Anyam Chasura Balakan. So here we start seeing the the leelas of Prahlad Maharaj. Devotee. It's not just the leelas of the Lord are so um, blessings, but also the leelas of the devotees. Yeah, here we can see what happens is Prahlad's education. The demons accepted Sukracharya as their priest. And here the word used for Acharya is not just Guru, rather it is at Paurohitya. Paurohityam means, Pura means city or a village or a group of, a place of people. Purohitya, hit. So a Brahmana who is looking for the welfare of that commune is Purohit. And then Sukracharya became the Purohit of Hiranyakashipu. And his two sons, Shanda and Amarka, uh, they live near Hiranyakashipu's palace. So, yeah, I'm just struggling with this camera. Sorry. Hmm. So, Sukracharya accepted this priesthood of demons for material benefit. And in fact, it is said that Brahmana who becomes a priest, a Brahmana who becomes a Ritvik, a Brahman who is becoming a Pujari, is his interest should be for the welfare of the people, not for own material benefit. What does that mean is one should not demand something from the people for his own livelihood, but he should use the yajnas, whatever he performs or yagas that he performs for as his offering to the ashramas. There are these four ashramas. The purpose of a Brahman is what can he give rather than what can he make of it. And but Sukracharya accepted the priesthood for material benefits, and this is not in alignment with the interest for spiritual advancement. So one should be careful not to just qualify himself as a Brahman and then engage for his own material benefit. And Prahlad Maharaj was then sent with Shanda and Amarka for learning. Naya Kovidam. So, uh, yeah, this is also very important. It's not that, okay, a son of a very rich person can just sit at home, need not come on, he has everything that he needs, then he doesn't need to go. No, that's not right. Here we can see that Prahlad is sent to the school, but of course, to be taught what? To be expert in the knowledge of politics, morals, and devotion. What kind of devotion is what do you karma mishra bhakti means you do okay, do some pujas for your own material benefit. So Prahlad didn't like all this. Why? Because political philosophy is something against the devotional philosophy. One way we can see devotional philosophy is more about not thinking your benefit, not thinking my benefit, not thinking your comfort, my comfort. It's like a mutual agreement, where mutually exclusive thing. To handle that, people bring diplomacy as a means. No, it is not this political science. And in fact, whatever the teachers of Prahlad, they were teaching him, it was involving in terms of duality, in terms of body consciousness, uh, to tell what is swa and what is para, what is mine and what is others. And this, of course, means or enemy and friend. Who is our friend? Who is our enemy? So this is what is taught, which Prahlad didn't like, and Prahlad didn't like mm, the instructions. Why? Because he was established himself completely in bhakti, in devotion, and in fact, when Hiranyakashipu um, asks Prahlad Maharaj, affectionately taking on his lap, he very pleasingly said, "Please tell me what you consider to be the best of all subjects." This is what uh, mm, Hiranyakashipu asked. In fact, he was very eager to know from his dear son that, oh, he might appreciate what he would say. A devotee sees everyone as part and parcel of the Lord. He never creates a situation of a material friendship and enmity. Uh, so, whatever all the subjects, manyate sadhu yad bhavan, then uh, Prahlad Maharaj said, Tat sadhu manye suravarya dehinam sada samudvigna diyam asad grahat hitvatma patam griham andakupam vanam gato yad dharim ashrayeta. This is what Prahlad Maharaj said to his father without fear but with great affection and clarity. What did he say? O best of the demons, Sura, he said, Tat sadhu manye. My teachers have taught the sadhu manye. Um, uh, Asura Varya Dehinam. Yo, is saying, I think the best thing for all embodied beings is what? Sada Samudvignan Diya Asad Graha. It says, I think the best thing for all the embodied beings who are always full of anxiety, with minds absorbed in I and mine, asad grahat, conception. What is that? To have a feeling of that is hitvatma patam graham andakupam, to give up the soul degrading blind well like materialistic household life. This is very dangerous. And uh, vanam gato. What to do then? What to do when one should give up household life? Household life. Why? Because this is very materialistic. And what happens if that is materialistic is vanam gato yad dhanim ashrayeta, to take shelter of the forest. And what forest? To go to forest and take shelter of the Lord Hari. These are very important things. We can see three steps. Three steps is one, to detach from our household life. It doesn't mean that, oh, when how to understand this verse in today time is to learn the art of detaching oneself from this household business. Why I'm saying household instead of life, but household businesses. We're always thinking how others will perceive us, how others will uh, understand or misunderstand, how others will identify us. So this sense of I and mine is so strong in this household business that we want to do make a good best uh, future or a fortune of it. That is only binding oneself, because it is based on I and mine conception, and that will only bind one. And the best course of action should be to immediately, I think the word is to give up this and go to the forest and take shelter of Lord Sri Hari. Second step is to not just detach ourselves and just be here, which is very difficult, because how long can we handle ourselves with care in the atmosphere which is not favorable? Just imagine if we are in the association of materialistic people, the more and more we are exposed to them, the more and more our consciousness also turns to become more materialistically successful. So the step one is to detach ourselves. The second step two is to go to create environment where we are not influenced by such environment. And where is that place? It's forest, not any forest like Amazon A to Z, and or any nice forest that we know human have gone only, and of course no animals are there. It's not that kind of forest where we are looking very close to the nature, where there are waterfalls, there is, scenic beauty. No, we are looking to the forest which is subcharged with spiritual energy. How a place can be surcharged with spiritual energy is why it is through the place where worshipping of the Supreme Lord Hari is done. So that is the place. So this is what, of course, Hiranyakashipu didn't expect this. This three-step was too much for him. Hiranyakashipu expected something pleasing to be heard from Prahlad, but nothing practical. He was surprised to hear such words from a young boy. It was very shocking for him. And Hiranyakashipu, of course, yeah, because he was a boy, and sometimes you may see, sometimes kids behave or talk like elderly people. Then, though we may think odd, but we think, okay, yeah, some. Then Hiranyakashipu laughed, and he said, "This intelligence of the child is being spoiled by the words of enemy, Parapaksha. There might be someone around, and because of that, this happened. Protect this boy at Gurukul from Vaishnavas who may go there in disguise as Brahmanas." Of course, Hiranyakashipu knows, yeah, Vaishnavas are so powerful, and there are so many Vaishnava, saints. Uh, and here he was thinking, I mean, of course, he didn't refer directly to Narad Muni, but great personalities like Narad Muni, devotees who have so many powers, they would have come to the Gurukul, they would have spoiled the mind. So Prahlad's teachers were astonished to see that a small boy could speak such exalted subject about the Lord. And so they inquired from him about Vaishnavas uh, who stealthily taught him. They say, "Hey, did someone?" So Chanda and Amarka asked Prahlad uh, mildly after coming back Gurukul, "All good fortune unto you, but please tell the truth. Other boys do not speak like you. How have you learned these instructions? Who polluted your intelligence?" And Prahlad Maharaj is now going to say uh, mm, uh, that the Lord Maya has created the middle conception of life, uh, Asat Graha, that distinguishes people as friends and enemies, and my respects to that Supreme Lord. Vimohita Diya, this Vimohana, you know, Vimohana is an illusion. Vimohana is completely, there is no scope of any chance of release from such kind of illusion. Vimohita Diyam. So when God is pleased with someone, one's animalistic intelligence is destroyed, and one doesn't make distinction of friends and enemies. This is what, yeah, is about God consciousness. In fact, there is nothing about this duality. As long as one adheres to the philosophy of duality, thinking one person friend, another enemy, he is in the clutches of Maya, Vimohana. And um, he is in the animalistic mindset, Pashu Buddhi. Uh, but Lord's grace is that when one takes shelter, then this Pashu Buddhi is destroyed, and one doesn't make distinctions of friends and enemies. So this is Vaishnava thinking is, or Vaikuntha thinking is to be friendly with other servants of Lord and appreciate their service and not be proud of one's own service. There may be apparent competition among the servants, but there is no envy. This is very key. Envy is something, it's like a, have you heard about a kind of a bookworm? Bookworm, you may not see it, but the whole book is eaten up. which means when the book which can be considered as the knowledge, which means all the text that is in the book is knowledge, then this is eaten up by this bookworm. Uh, no, sorry, the bookworm is people who read book like anything. But there is a word, right? There is a bug which eats the book. Is it turpine? Termite? Oh, forgot.
Termites.
Termites? Yeah, they of course they eat
Yes.
even wood, but yeah.
Wood there.
Yeah, but yeah, anyway, so something like that. So we should be very careful. And in fact, the jivas and the Lord are one in spiritual identity, but the jivas are not equal to the Lord. No one is equal to God. The servant cannot be equal to the master. Their distinction must continue even in the liberated stage. This is what is in the purport 12. That uh, a guru and disciple cannot be on the same level. Whatever one may how much one ever may advance. That can only be another gem on his what do you call, on his trap. But and in fact, it's like my intelligence is different from yours due to Lord. Huh? Your so-called enemy people with faulty intelligence see in terms of oneness and others and cannot ascertain the super soul. Even the knowers of the Vedas like Brahma are sometimes bewildered. So, what to speak of you? This is what is Prahlad is telling to his teachers. My conscience, here, what is happening? How did someone teach you? This is the question, right? And in one way, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, hey, no one need, in fact, need to be taught. Why? This is basics. My consciousness is naturally attracted to the Lord Vishnu. This is what he says. Oh, one sec, one sec. I have hmm, verse number 14. He says, yeah. यथा ब्राह्मयति अहो ब्रह्मन् स्वयं आकर्ष सन्निधौ तथा मे विद्यते तेजस चेतस चक्रपाणेर यद्रचया. He's saying that I'm naturally attracted to the Lord Chakrapani, the one who holds chakra in his hand, just as iron is naturally attracted to magnet. There, thus I have no independence. And we know attraction here, the word chakrapani is used, and just how a magnet can attract every piece of iron, similarly the Lord attracts everyone. And Krishna means one who attracts everyone. To be attracted to Krishna is the natural position of every living entity. Prahlad Maharaj is saying that it's natural to discuss the glories of the Lord. It is natural to worship the Lord. Why? Because he is all attractive. It is only the diseased condition of a person makes one forget his identity, and because of that he identifies himself as I and mine, and with that duality, then he is not able to see. Due to the metal contamination, one may not come attracted to the Lord, but once one is purified of that contamination by the process of bhakti, one is again attracted to Krishna. Oh, this was too much. So Shanda and Amarka chastises Prahlad Maharaj saying, Sri Narada Uvacha, Etabad Brahmana Yoktava Virarama Mahamatihi Tan Sannibhatsya Kupitaha Sudino Raja Sevakaha. So they said, what is this? Uh, these so-called Brahmanas then became angry at him because they were servants of Hiranyakashipu. They were very sorry, and to chastise Prahlad Maharaj, they spoke as follows: Aniyatam are vyatram asmakam ayasak ayasaskaraha kulangarasya durbuddhes chaturtho syudito dama. He's saying, you are Kulangara, means you are a great insult to the whole dynasty. Uh, they took a stick, and this Prahlad is damaging our name and fame because of his bad intelligence, Durbuddhi. He has become like a cinder in the dynasty of the demons. Now he needs to be treated by the fourth of the four kinds of political diplomacy. What is that? What is this? Danda, by punishing. Um, nothing is working. So, Daiteya Chandana Vane Jatoyam Kantaka Drumaha Yan Mulon Mula Parasor Vishnor Nala Ita Bra Brakaha. He's saying Arbakaha. This Prahlad, rascal Arbaka means this who is a rascal has appeared like a thorn tree in the forest of sandalwood. So he's considering Hiranyakashipu's whole family is like a sandalwood garden and a thorn, as Prahlad Maharaj. To cut down sandalwood tree, an axe is needed, and the wood of the thorn tree is very suitable for the handle of such an axe. Ah, so Lord Vishnu is the axe for cutting down the sandalwood forest of the family of demons, and this Prahlad Maharaj is like a handle of that axe. The whole sandalwood tree could be cut, and for that the axe needs support, and they are saying it is Prahlad. So anyway, so they forcefully taught Prahlad, iti tat vividopayar. They tried various means to teach so many things, and after all that, then they were brought back to Hiranyakashipu because they now have taught nothing. They left the path of religion, dharma, artha, kama. Of course, they didn't discuss about the moksha part. Tatha enam guru gnatva gnata gneya chatusya chatus चतुष्टयम् दैत्येन्द्रं दर्शयाम आसा मात्र मुष्टम अलंकृतम. And now after decorating nicely, they brought in front of Hiranyakashipu पादयोः पतितं बालं प्रतिनन्द्या शीर्षासुरः परिस्व परिस्वज्य चिरं दोर्भ्यां paramam apa nirvritim. So this means Hiranyakashipu felt naturally, this father naturally he feels happy to embrace his son. Hiranyakashipu became very happy in this way after embracing, and then he started asking, uh, my dear son, please repeat whatever you think is the best of knowledge taught by your teacher. This time he is very careful to ask. Maybe the kid may be saying something. He's saying, Hiranyakashipur Uvacha Prahladanu Jayatam Tata Swaditam Kinchit Uttamam. Hearing to this, Sri Prahlad Vacha is speaking that the the most important verse for a devotee, the key to success for a devotee is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam, Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu, Bhaktischannava Kriyate Bhagavate Yadda, Tan Manye, Dhitam, Aditam Uttamam. He's saying what is best is hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of the Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, which is archanam, offering prayers to the Lord, vandanam, becoming his servant, dasyam, considering uh, Lord one's best friend, sakhyam, and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, serving him with body, mind, and word. BMW. See here. Yeah. These nine processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these nine methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. This is what Prahlad is saying. निशम्यैतत् सुतः वचो हिरण्यकशिपुस्तदा गुरुपुत्र उवाचेतद् रुषा प्रस्फुरितादरः. And then after hearing these words of devotion from Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu became extremely angry, and he became so angry, uh, he spoke to Shanda and Amarka, Brahma Bando Kim Yetat, what happened to you? And here it is very nicely addressed as Brahma Bandhu. Yeah. Yeah, one way he can see, hey, Brahmana friends, but Brahma Bandhu also means that one is not yet qualified Brahmana, but he is connected to Brahmana in family lineage. So in that way, he has one way sarcastically called, other way we can see he has very, yeah, lovingly called them, or realistically called Brahma Bandhu in one way or the other. Uh, Vipaksham, Shreyata Sata, uh, Asaram, Grahito Balo, Mam Anadritya Durmate. What is this all happening? Most, he is saying, oh, most heinous sons of Brahmanas, you have disobeyed my orders and taken shelter of party of my enemies. You have taught this poor boy about devotional service. What is this nonsense that is there? Santihi asadavo loke durmaitra chadma viseshan vishinaha veshinaha tesham udetyagham kale roga patakinam eva. Anyway, it goes further. He comes to this that the sons of Sukracharya said, hey, we did not teach anything that your son spoke. Bhakti has naturally developed in him. Please do not accuse us unnecessarily. Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, you are most fallen of our family. If your gurus haven't taught, yeah, because Sanda and Amarka are saying we didn't teach, then where have you gotten this inauspicious mentality? Huh? Then for that, Prahlad Maharaj is replying, saying, Matirna Krishne Paratah Svatova Mito Bhi Padyetat Graha Vratanam Adanda Gobir Vishatam Tamishram Punah Charvitam Charvananam. He is saying the attachment, so the attached householder's inclination towards Krishna is never aroused by. How is bhakti aroused? This is what Prahlad Maharaj is giving the signs. The signs, SCIENC, the signs of bhakti is Prahlad Maharaj is saying it is not coming by others' instructions, or by one's own efforts, or a combination of both. It is not just, no, I will get bhakti, this is what I will do it. Let me read all, let me hear all, let me sing all, let me do it. No, just by effort one may not get it. Or if someone can push externally others' instructions, if someone may become, say, hey, I am your guru and I will tell everything to you, both will not work, or combination of both will not work. So it is adanta gobir vishatam tamishram. Due to uncontrolled senses, they enter hellish life. Punah punah charvita charvananam, and repeatedly chew the chewed. But that is not what Hiranyakashipu asked. Hiranyakashipu asked, but why this happened? It is said, Nate vidu swartha gatim hi vishnum durashaya ye bahir artha maninaha andha yathandair upaniyamanas te pisha tantriyan uru damni baddha. It is said, he is saying, the materialists are ignorant, ambitious, and mislead and entangled. He says, Nate vidu swartha gatim, he Vishnum. Because of ignorance, they don't understand that Lord Vishnu is the real interest or goal of life. And because of durashaya, because of ambitious, or maybe over ambitious, being ambitious to enjoy material world, they consider he bahir artha maninaha, they consider sense objects valuable. And then andha yatandhair upaniyamana, a blind man is guiding a blind man, misled. A blind man led by another blind man falls into what? Um, into a ditch, into a well. Te pisa tantriam urudamni baddha. Damni means to be bound by ropes. Damni baddha. Baddha is tied. Damni is rope and entangled. They are strongly bound by the ropes of material nature and suffer threefold miseries. This is what is happening. And then, but the secret is Naisham mati tavad urukramangrihim sprisati अनर्थापगमो यत् अर्था महीयसां पादरजोऽभिषेकं निष्किञ्चनानां न वृणीत यावत्. But what is the best course of action to be free from all this? Yeah? Maybe we are hearing like a story, but we should be very scared to hear what kind of dangerous world we are living, dangerous life we are leading, and dangers that we would end up from these verses of Prahlad Maharaj. The way out is, it is said, their consciousness will not be attached to Lord Urukrama, Lord's feet that destroys unwanted things, till they smear their body with the dust of the great devotees who are free from metal contamination. This is the secret. So, first, Prahlad Maharaj is saying if external instructions cannot work, one's own efforts will not work, or the combinations of them don't work. Why? Because this mental energy is very strong. It's very hard. Why? Because there is so many who are ambitious. There are people who are blind, but they pose themselves the leaders. They mislead, and then all this entangle people. The way out is only one thing, by somehow or the other get to the dust of the Vaishnavas and smear them on one's body. Pa- Pada Raja Abhishekam. Raja means dust. Pada Raja means the dust of the feet. Abhishekam, to just put that on oneself. What is the meaning of that? It's not that we go to the sadhus and touch their feet and gather the dust and then put it so for our own benefit. No, it means to be at the feet of the Lord, to accept every instruction as the insignificant dust of the feet of the Lord, of the Guru. And now Hiranyakashipu becomes wild and he starts saying, yeah, are you with me, right? Huh? He becomes, are you all with me? Anyone can feedback?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
So Hiranyakashipu,
Yes, sir,
blinded
with
by
you.
anger, threw Prahlad off his lap onto the ground. See how couldn't he tolerate that in spite of Prahlad being his own son, because he was envious of the Lord, and because of that he couldn't tolerate someone glorifying his enemy, and that's why he just pushed Prahlad Maharaj onto the floor. Indignant and angry, his eyes were reddish like molten copper, and then, hmm, um, Hiranyakashipu, being a non-devotee, wanted to kill his own small son. And then Hiranyakashipu ordered his servants, this boy befits killing. He said, hey, oh demons, this boy deserves to be killed. Kill him as soon as possible. He is the killer of my brother, for he is engaged in bhakti of our enemy. And this is the reason. Yeah, the king is justifying his position by giving the reason. Even at this young age, he has given up his affection for his parents. He is certainly untrustworthy. This you can see also in Ramayana. Um, Indrajit says, uh, 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 speaks against or uh, abuses his own uncle Vibhishan, and at that time, yeah, finally Ravan becomes so agitated, and he says he is very dangerous. Uh, he should be immediately leave. Why? Because he is. mm in our camp, but speaking the glories of the enemy. So maybe it's not favorable. He is not trustworthy. So Prahlad Maharaj would be, yeah. So Hiranyakashipu ordered his servants to kill Prahlad Maharaj, and but Hiranyakashipu's servants may ask, but how can we kill your son? Your son, he's, yeah, for you maybe it's easy. For us, he's your son. Then Hiranyakashipu justifies, telling, medicinal herbs, though born in the forest, if beneficial, one must be kept carefully. Even in the forest, if it is there, there are very nice herbs. One should very be careful. Similarly, if an outsider is favorable, he must be protected like a son. But a bodily limb which is diseased, if there is a bodily part which has infection, it must be amputated. It must be cut immediately before the poison or before this infection spreads to the whole body, and so that the rest of the body may live happily. Similarly, even one's own son, if unfavorable, must be rejected. In fact, uh, because Hiranyakashipu is knowledgeful, he gives example like a yogi. He says, uncontrolled senses are the enemies of all yogis. Similarly, this Prahlad is an enemy because I cannot control him, so he must be killed by all means. And then Prahlad Maharaj is taken, and then there is whole attempt made. Hiranyakashipu becomes fearless and began contriving upon how to kill. Why? Because when all the Rakshasas were trying to torture him, they were um, poking with their tridents. But Prahlad Maharaj was silently meditating on Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, the unchangeable, the transcendental super soul of the entire universe. The demon's weapons had no tangible effects on Prahlad, like the good deeds of an unfortunate person, which means an unfortunate person, though he may have all good fortune, that also becomes useless. Similarly, all these people they were torturing Prahlad, but because he was absorbed in Lord Vishnu was protecting. If yeah. Then Hiranyakashipu thought, okay, let me come. Various attempts to kill Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu couldn't kill Prahlad by throwing him beneath the feet of big elephants, throwing him among huge snakes, employing destructive spells, hurling him from the top of a hill. All these just didn't work. They were conjuring upon up illusory tricks, imprisoning him, administering poison, starving him, exposing him to severe cold, wind, fire, water, throwing heavy stones to crush him. When all these failed, Hiranyakashipu was in great anxiety about what to do next. Hmm. Hiranyakashipu could only say, thought, I called him many ill names and devised many means to kill him, but he saved himself by his own powers. Although near to me and merely a child, he is completely fearless, never forgetting Vishnu. He is like a dog's tail, never to be straightened. His strength is unlimited. He appears immortal, perhaps due to my enmity towards him. I shall die. This is what he understood. Oh, if Prahlad is going to stay, because he cannot be changed, it is a risk to me. So Shanda Marka is secretly told, there is no reason for you to be morose. You have conquered all the three worlds. All the demigods are afraid simply by movement of your eyebrows. Um, this is what the Shanda and Amarka they came and told to Hiranyakashipu, don't worry, you are all powerful. Prahlad is a small boy and his bad mm, or good qualities have no value. Huh? Until Sukracharya returns, let me take your boy, and once he comes, we will consult and find how to change his mind. He will change by age and service to acharyas. So we will engage in acharya service. As he grows, then he will forget all this childlike, childish mentality of thinking something great, not understanding. And then Hiranyakashipu accepted or agreed, and then Chanda and Amarka taught Prahlad, who was very submissive and humble, about dharma, artha, kama very systematically and unceasingly and completely whatever they knew. Prahlad did not like them, for such instructions are based on duality of worldly affairs which involve one in materialistic way of life. Uh, and Prahlad's classmates, they would come call him for playing in absence of teacher, and Prahlad addressed his friends and began teach them about uselessness of materialistic life. All the children were respectful to Prahlad and not so polluted by the teachers, so they surrendered Prahlad to hear him with eyes fixed on him. Who is that? Because Prahlad is a Mahabhagavat, desired their welfare and began instructing them. So that is the greatness of a devotee, that whatever may happen, he doesn't move from his devotion. In fact, here uh, Prahlad's father is displeased, and Prahlad Maharaj was detached with that sense of feeling of his own blood, or his own father, and he took up to devotion so seriously. In fact, in the Gurukul, Chanda and Amarka had a different issue because Prahlad Maharaj started instructing to his schoolmates uh, about bhakti in their leisure time. This is the quality of a devotee that wherever he is, he will find an opportunity to spread Krishna consciousness to his best abilities. It is not that he is hesitant what he is thinking, what others will think, because he has no sense of duality, or he has a sense of responsibility to spread the word of the Lord, to make everyone devotee. So he started saying, Kaumaram acharet prajne, prajno dharma bhagavatam iha durlabham manusham janma tadapi adruvam artadam. He's saying, right from one's childhood, an intelligent person should perform devotional service in this life because the human form of life is rarely achieved. Although temporary, it is very effective for bhakti. Huh? So the normal, and then he says the normal progression of age is Kaumara, from 1 to 5, and then Pauganda from 5 to 10, and Kaishora is from 15 to 10 to 15, and Yavana is above 15 years. So it is said why bhakti from Kaumara, one may think na dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Moksha only is what we think is bhakti. Of course, that is also not purest form of bhakti. We think hey, it comes after 50 years, 60 years of age. If we live, let's see. No, he is saying, Kaumaram acharat prajno. Right from one's childhood, an intelligent person should perform bhakti. So that's why we see in Krishna consciousness, it's not that the child is left loose or child is left free to do whatever he wants, but mm, mm, he is supported. Yeah, he is supported or actively supported to get into devotional service. And then how to perform this Bhagavad Dharma? One should perform it by the methods which enable one to attain surrender to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Every human being must do devotional service to the Lord. Vishnu Pada Pasarpanam. This is natural because Vishnu is the most beloved and he is the well-wisher of all beings. And then uh, um, happiness of the senses can be obtained due to possessing a material body in any species without endeavor by superior arrangement. Sukham aindriyakam daitya deha yogena dehinam sarvatra labhyate daivad yatha dukkham ayatnataha. So this is what it means, that best utility of human life in reviving our relationship with God instead of wasting one's time and energy to fight against distress and work hard for happiness. This is all foolishness. And tat prayaso na kartavyo yata ayur vyaya param na tatha vindate kshemam mukunda charanambujam. So one shouldn't endeavor for material happiness, for it only depletes one's lifespan. Ayur vyayam. Vyayam means wasting. Ayu, life. And results in no benefit. Na tatha vindate kshemam. No kshema. No good auspiciousness, benefit. One must endeavor for worshipping the lotus feet of Lord Mukunda Charanambujam, to surely attain the spiritual platform. So he concludes saying, therefore, while in the material existence, Bhavam Ashtita, an intelligent human being must endeavor for highest goal of life as long as the body is strong. So, bhavam ashrita refers to unnecessary problems in this world. So one should be careful. And then, how is human life misused? Is the 50 years in sleep, 12 hours of daily sleep, which is half of the day. We sleep of half of the um, in the sleep is lost, and 20 years in childhood and sporting, 20 years in old age and invalidity, so remaining years in family attachment. Thus, one's One wastes one's human life without taking interest to devotional life. So, if we just logically also think how much time are we giving to Krishna consciousness, we say maybe per day, half an hour, per day 1 hour, per day 2 hours. Oh, that's also still nothing in when you compare 24 hours per day, how much it is. Even if one says I use 4 hours, what is 4 hours? Is still not so much. Is how much is it? Like 40%? Yeah. Yeah, not no, not even 40%. 12 hours. Yeah. Yeah, nothing. Yeah. So it's a point 6%. 2.4 is 10%. Yeah, so something like 16% is something is nothing. And entangling materialist family affairs, an attached householder with uncontrolled senses. Ajitendriya is bound strongly by ropes of affection. Sneha Pashar Dridair Bandhum for his family and cannot be liberated. So the strength of material attachment, who can give up desire for money, which is dearer than one's own life? It's not easy. Thieves, servants, and merchants try to get money even by risking their lives. So attachment to money is so strong. And then insatiable family attachments like wife, children, parents, daughter, household, and senses, uh, and absorption in family life leads to exhaustion of lifespan, uh, ayu vyaya, and then defeat of real purpose of human life, which is atha vihatam, and then no regret or distaste for enjoyment despite suffering, uh, and then ajitendriya, no sense control, ashanta kama, unfulfilled desires, and obsessed with accumulating money even by stealing or cheating. All these things is of no uh, are the challenges of materialistic life. Even the learned, Vidwan, are overcome by ignorance by like a fool, Vimudha, and get absorbed in family lives. Uh, so rarity of liberation, no one appreciates. So solution to this, although this is what, although you are sons of demons, uh, so here we see, keep aloof from the association of demons and take shelter of Lord Narayan, the origin of all demigods, because the ultimate goal for devotees is liberation from material bondage. And uh, what is the instruction that Prahlad Maharaj tells to the schoolmates? Nahi achyutam prinayato prina prinay प्रीणयतो बहव आयासो सुरात्मजा आत्म आत्मतत्व सॉरी आत्मत्वात् आत्मत्वात् सर्वभूतानां सिद्धत्वात् इह सर्वतः. He's saying, pleasing Lord Narayan takes no great endeavor, as he is the super soul in all beings and father of all. There is no impediment in worshipping him in all directions, in all times, and from all angles of vision. So, the Lord is present everywhere, and then He is all pervading super soul, cause of all causes, observer in the heart of all living entities, changeless and undivided. He is perceived as a supreme Satchit Anand, being covered by the curtain of Maya. He appears non existent to atheists. So now he's saying, Tasmat Sarveshu Bhuteshu Dayam Kuruta Sauhridam Bhavam Asuram Unmachya Yaya Tushyati Adhokshaja. Therefore, such compassion and affection to all living beings and be their well wishers. And please give up your demonic nature, thus the Supreme Lord will be satisfied. And uh, people are generally ignorant of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, to become their best well wisher, one should teach them about Krishna consciousness without discrimination. See, what service? Sometimes I think, oh, what can I serve? Now I'm getting 60 years, 70 years. Yeah, I can't move, I can't speak. No, you can speak because we are engaging in so many prajalpas. We can talk about the glories of the Lord. We can talk about what one should do, inspire them to become devotees. Huh? If one is pretty young, if he's one is 7 years, 10 years, he's thinking, oh, what can he? He may not know anything. No, engage him in active services by bringing something to the altar, or by bringing them close in singing glories of the Lord. So many ways. And then, and Prahlad Maharaj says, nothing is unobtainable if the Lord is satisfied. So, how can we get? It's not with our own efforts we can attain all this. We need, if the Lord is pleased. He is unlimited and cause of all causes. Since the devotees glorify the lotus feet of the Lord for them, what is the use of dharma, artha, kama, moksha, which are all automatically obtained under the influence of material modes? No, everything is one gets. So finally, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, surrender to Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. Why? It is transcendental. I consider the other process within the three vargas, dharma, artha, kama, namely education, rituals, logic, law, and order, and means of earning livelihood, etc., to be external and material. And then there is a very, very important, I'll conclude with this last section. So Prahlad Maharaj, after saying all this, he says, Lord Narayan gave this pure knowledge, Jnanam Amalam, pure knowledge, huh, to Narada Muni earlier. This can be understood by fully surrendered devotees, ekantinam, with no material desires, akinchananam, who bath their bodies in the dust of the Lord's lotus feet, padaravinda raja sa tuta dehinam. They understand this in parampara. I received this knowledge of Bhagavad Dharma from Narad Muni. This is fully scientific and based on logic and philosophy and is free from material contamination. This point is also very important. Bhakti, sometimes people may think it is sentiment or it is superstitious or it's emotional, it is only a feeling. Uh, no, it is scientific because there is no logic beyond this. It is based on logic and philosophy and is free from metal contamination. When our consciousness becomes free from metal contamination, we can appreciate the science behind this bhakti, the logic behind this bhakti, the philosophy involved in this bhakti is made up of this. So Prahlad's schoolmates asked then, we have only Shanda and Amarka as our teachers. We are dependent on them and especially you always live with in palace. How then did you hear from Narada Muni? This is what, if you all would like and interested, we will catch up in the evening to discuss what did Prahlad, Narad Muni teach Prahlad and when and how, what, all these things before we prepare ourselves for tomorrow, which is the appearance of Lord Nrsimha Dev, how in fact he appeared. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, we
Hare
can hear
Krishna.
you.
Sindhu Mataji. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for the class, Prabhuji. Really, it is wonderful how Prahlad Maharaj tells about Lord Vishnu to Hiranyakashipu. That it's like he is the one who is protector of everyone. Yeah.
I see Krishna Prabhu. Sindhu Mataji also. Harika Mataji, Hare Krishna. Yeah, Madhuri. How is it? Any questions or anything anyone want to share? Pratik Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you Prabhuji for this class.
Hare
So
Krishna.
Prabhuji, did Hiranyakashipu know that Vishnu is the super soul and he is the supreme lord? Or for him that
He
was
knows, yeah, I mean for him he sees that Vishnu is a trickster, yeah. He sees that Lord Brahma is the supreme, that's why he glorifies, he approaches Lord Brahma. And of course he knows that Vishnu is not ordinary, it's not easy. Hmm. So sometimes, yeah, I mean, when have you heard that some have the same understanding that all the three are same, three murtis, yeah? Yeah,
Yes, Prabhuji.
all
Yes,
gods
yeah.
are same. So here, in fact, Hiranyakashipu had this sense of, yeah, Vishnu is the Lord. Why? Because he come across so many glorifications that the Devatas glorify, the Munis, Brahmanas glorify. So he knew that Vishnu is supreme, but he couldn't accept that because he got negatively impacted when his brother was killed, and then he took it. Yeah, so he thought, okay, if Lord Vishnu is God, I can also become God, even greater God than him. Yeah,
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. I mean, so he knew somehow it is in his mind, but he did not accept that.
accept it. Yeah.
Okay. And Prabhuji, we also hear that in our planetary system, if you go down, the
Mm-hmm.
planet, the below Earth, so it's like more. It gets more gross.
Yes.
Go up, if it gets more subtle. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
But we also hear that the mother of Prahlad Maharaj, she
Mm-hmm.
comes from some Naga planet below,
Nagaloka. Kayadu.
and they all are devotees of Lord Vishnu. So it
Yeah.
seems like, yeah, they are
Yeah.
more.
It doesn't mean that every planet is bereft of or is fully only atheistic. Yeah. For example, Varuna Dev is in the lower planets. Yeah. And Varun Dev worships Lord Vishnu. Because in fact, whichever, if it is Nigeria or it is US or Russia or whichever, still there will be some good people, right? There is governments. It's not that the whole country is only thieves and rogues. Yeah, and whatever is created, and then the lord's administrative, they are ruling those places. And in fact, this is what happens, yeah, in the 10th canto, that um, nagamanis, yeah, so all these are great devotees of the lord. It doesn't mean that okay, they are only, but the because snakes in general are envious. Yeah, so there would be creatures who are more of that nature. It doesn't mean there won't be any debate. In fact, we know that what happens, Bali Maharaj goes, right? He's pushed into the lower planets, and definitely what will he do there? Definitely he would worship. He is not that, okay, there is subtle, it's very gross. So, yeah, and even Prahlad Maharaj goes there. I don't
Yes,
know, did I answer your question?
yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that it
Yeah,
when it gets gross, devotees can be anywhere.
yeah. You may find temples in everywhere, right? So you may find in the slum areas and also in the posh cities and also villages everywhere.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you.
But the consciousness is more covered because the more you're exposed to the passion and ignorance, the more lifestyle will be like that. Just like if you see Bombay and what is this? Bombay is Maharashtra, na? Yeah, then Bombay and where is this? Santa Tukaram, Pandharpur, for example. Yeah, yeah, both are in the same state, different consciousness. That's why people will go usually from cities to the villages or countryside, that they are more close to nature. The more you closer we are to the nature, the more we can feel the dependency to the Lord. Yeah, in the Western world, mm, religion is a choice, isn't it? Huh? If you want, you take it or not, because you think, hey, government gives everything, all facility, everything is provided by government. Whatever you need. Somehow people don't know that good luck is not provided by the government. Only good facilities are provided. In spite of having all the good facilities, but if one doesn't has good luck, what can you do? I mean, I'm using a very cheap word like a luck, but grace. If one doesn't has the grace, then all the luck is waste. All facilities are useless. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Radhika Mataji.
Prabhuji, just Prabhuji was discussing that how come Hiranyaksha and
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu,
Hmm.
yeah, they didn't realize that they were, I think, ignorant somehow that Vishnu Bhagwan, Krishna Bhagwan is a supreme personality of Godhead, and then they are praying, for boon to Shankar Bhagwan. So it's and others like Kamsa, he's living, around devotees. Like his family was except him. I think all were good. I think
Mhm.
they were believer kind
Mhm.
of thing. And somehow, he is so either it is Prahlad, either it is Kansa or Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashyap or Shishupal. They
Mhm.
were, so they had so much hatred for
Mhm.
Bhagwan, and then they were praying Bhagwan Shiva. So it's why they didn't understand this, that Vishnu is the supreme personality of Godhead.
Yeah.
it, it's
The,
difficult to understand that.
if you're asking about Kamsa, if you're asking about Hiranyakashipu, that's has its own reason being, of course, it is that the Leelas of the Lord. But the
Yeah.
message for us, we have seen in our own lives so many Ravanas, so many Hiranyakashipus, and so many Kamsas. The point here is that one do not want to be um, one who is coming to the material world in the interest of enjoyment. He is given such facility through the external Maya, which is called Mahamaya of the universe. What is happening is the Lord is so kind enough that, okay, if one wants to spoil his life or opportunity to, instead of serving Lord Vishnu, they want to enjoy the material world, then he can. Because Lord doesn't want to take away the free will of the individual, so he gives the provision to enjoy. And now the question comes, why one worships Lord Shiva, Lord Durga, or Lord Brahma? Yeah, because one who comes in the clutches of Maya, or one who is materialistic, he would see how to get material benefits,
Mhm.
right? If you
Mhm.
join a company, in the company you will try to see how you can get promotion, isn't it?
Right.
You're not thinking, oh, no, no, this company is not right. I have to actually move a different company. No, no, no. Somehow or the other, I got into this company. Let me work out my way to become higher.
Yeah.
We are not checking maybe that company is right. No, 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 no. Actually, for my need, whatever I need, I'm getting. So let me continue here. So one is, and then as you have said, Lord Shiva is very quickly pleased. Who has time to spend years together to please the Lord? Huh? When Lord Shiva is so easily pleased and he can give what I need, that's the best combination. Anyway, I'm not asking beyond the material needs. So, very nice. And Ma
Mhm.
Durga, who is the head of the place where we are living, yeah, very easy. As there is this Panchopasana, in that worshipping Durga is there. Why? Because one considers her to be, oh, if you are not pleased, then what can happen? The hell will fall on us. So no, no, you be peaceful. So if you are peaceful upon me, my life is happy, my family is happy. So Durga Devi is pleased to pacify her. If you see the forms of Durga Devi, how bhishan, bhayanak, yeah. So they are. Hmm? That's how you
Mhm.
see this God is very, very ferocious, yeah, like sitting on lion and cutting a head, holding the hair. Have you seen these kind of horrific forms
Yes,
of
yes.
Durga Devi?
Ji Prabhu.
In fact, she is very, very um, energetic because she is Shakti. Shakti means energy. Energy means no one can we stop the energy of sunlight.
No.
Huh? We cannot stop. So energy, Shakti is so powerful. So one is worshipping Durga not to get only materialistic thing, but also to please ask, hey, give protection so that you maybe if you are merciful, only then only I can enjoy. Which means one tries to make deal with Durga Devi so that they can enjoy material life more. But they do not understand Durga Devi is appointed by the Lord Himself to
Mhm.
to maintain Durga. Durga means Durga means wall. If you have seen
Yes.
Muslim, they say
Yes.
dargah. Na? This dargah is actually basically a wall. You face towards that wall and then you are worshipping. But Durga means is a kind of a fort, mm,
Oh, yeah.
fortress. And yeah, she is the she. This universe is a fort, which means you can't just simply go as your choice, right? If you
Yes.
are in a palace, you have to ask the permission of the king or the queen. Only then you can leave.
Right.
And who is that? Durga Devi. So
She is
appeasing them
supreme.
for different, and if we see here in a Kashyap has worshipped Lord Brahma, we can see Ravana worshipped Lord Shiva. Why? Because yeah, it's very easy, and in fact, it is said that of course, not in the regards of Shiva or in regards of Brahma, but there are also who worship other devtas to get. For example, one says, okay, let me worship Indra. I think Indra is worshipped for progeny or power, no, not progeny, power. Kartikeya is worshipped for progeny. And in that way, there is whole list. And then it is said the devatas who have this power is given by the Lord so that whenever worships them, that this power is given to them to benefit. So in fact, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying the faith of one on the demigods is also uh, from me. What are blessings one gets? But it is said the best thing is to directly approach the Lord.
Ji, ji. Yeah. It's oh, I think what
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can see
knowing is
is
one thing, but yeah, and if you see also, then why in India there are so many temples still very, very famous. Shaiva temples are there, there are also temples of Durga Devi is there. All the temples are there definitely, but why not only Lord Vishnu temple should have been there? Why only Krishna temple should only be there? Yes, we can see that the faith of us are in different levels because of the influence of our own passion, goodness, ignorance, and all. Accordingly, one takes up to one kind of worship and considers that as the supreme. Yeah, because he considers that as the supreme, then he thinks there is nothing else. In fact, that is the reason why uh, so many wars took place even within India. Forget about others coming and invading. There is, of course, we know Portuguese invaded us, French invaded us, Persia invaded us, Persia, British invaded us. Did I say Dutch, French, Portuguese, Persia? Who else? There are so many. Portuguese did I? Yeah. Anyway, so many, but within us there were also so many. Yeah, there is the king who is influenced by Shaiva. He built more Shaiva temples and harmed Vaishnava temples, or who is a follower of Durga. Hmm? How do they follow? Because they have their own Kula gurus or Purohits. They would have their own faith and they would say, because of so and so reason, yeah, why? Multiple levels of worship is possible, but ultimate here we can see from Bhagavatam is that the best thing for one's own benefit is to approach Lord Vishnu here.
True, Prabhuji. I think still this is not clear in most of the mind,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why.
As I said, with one's own effort, we cannot make it clear.
Yeah.
It is only the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnavas in their satsang. Yeah, that's why I think I'm very fortunate. When I was in my engineering, I used to hear from Bhagavats who used to come do Harikathas. That is what the dust that fell on my head that changed mm, me.
Prabhuji, Prabhuji. Yeah, it's a blessing. we have from Vaishnavas, that we at least understand that, okay,
Yeah.
what we have to do. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I close this here, but shall we agree on a time in the evening? How many can make it? Maybe you can raise your hand. What about others? Is it challenging or can you make it? Madhuri Mate, are you back or?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm still in India and will be coming soon, this month most probably.
One more month,
No Prabhuji, this month.
this month. Okay.
Yes.
Mataji, when you come, can you bring Gomutra for us, a bottle?
Yes Prabhuji, for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what timings you're talking about. I think I missed first few minutes of today's lecture.
No, today evening we want to do one more session to learn the teachings of Narad Muni to Prahlad Maharaj. That is pending, so that tomorrow we will see how the Lord appears, why he appears, etc. So today I was thinking one more session, maybe 40 minutes in the evening, maybe like 8:30. Is it fine? Like what we were doing, or is it too?
No Prabhuji, that is too late for us.
Mm-hmm.
But
What
I
about
do catch sometimes on the YouTube,
7 o'clock is okay for everyone?
Yes. For me it's
Other
okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
7, okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I don't want to select a time which is not suitable. Okay, 7 o'clock. Yeah, Satish Prabhu, can you share that in the groups? 7 o'clock. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sure.
Okay then. Yeah. Thank you so much. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। श्री प्रहलाद लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा भगवान की जय। हिज ग्रेस दयानंद प्रभु की जय। Because today is his disappearance day. A day before the Lord's appearance day is the disappearance day of Dayananda Prabhu. Dhanananda, sorry, what I'm saying, Janananda Prabhu. I will share in the group his greatness. In fact, Prabhupada said to include him in the ISKCON Vaishnava calendar. Why? Because yeah, he's such a great person. He dedicated everything, his life completely dedicated to please the Lord. Though he was not rich, but what he did was he brought so many devotees, and I mean, there's so much. Yeah, one can speak for an hour, 2 hours only about the greatness, but I'll share so that you can read and then meditate upon and seek his blessings. Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.